Hey, welcome. Ever found yourself wondering why pretty much every single person in cybersecurity, from the ethical hackers to the forensic investigators, swears by Linux? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the operating system that really powers the entire world of security.
All right, let's just jump right in. The big question is why Linux? I mean, why not Windows or Mac OS? The answer isn't just, a matter of taste. It really comes down to power, transparency, and a whole philosophy that just clicks perfectly with the security mindset.
So, let's start at the beginning with the fundamentals. What is it about Linux that makes it so naturally suited for security work? Well, it really boils down to a few core ideas that give professionals a huge advantage right out of the gate. What's really interesting is how all these advantages kind of feed into each other. Since the source code is open, a whole global community can look at it, right? So there are no hidden backdoors. That transparency and the raw access it gives you is exactly what gets developers excited. It's why they build the best security tools for Linux first, because the environment lets them. Then you add the fact that you can customize it into a lean, mean security machine, and that it's completely free, and, well, you've got the perfect storm for security. But here's the thing, the real power of Linux, it doesn't come from pointing and clicking with a mouse. Nope, it comes from the command line. This is where the magic happens. It gives you direct, unfiltered control over every single part of the system. To really get Linux, you have to get the CLI. I love this analogy. If a graphical interface is like a butter knife, it's safe, it's easy, but it's not very precise, then the command line is a surgeon's scalpel. It is sharp, it is direct, and in the hands of a skilled operator, it lets you perform incredibly complex tasks with absolute precision. Let's break this down real quick. It looks a little intimidating, but every command follows a super logical structure. First, you have the command itself, ls, which just means list. Next up are the options, like -la. These just modify the command. In this case, it means list all the files in a long format. And finally, you've got the argument, /home/user, which tells the command where to do its thing. See? It's like a simple, powerful language. And these commands right here, these are the absolute building blocks. With just these few, you can move anywhere in the file system. You use cd to change your location, ls to see what's around you, mkdr to build a new folder, and cp to copy a file. Seriously, mastering just these four is the first huge step to becoming a pro. Okay, so controlling the system is one thing, but you also have to control who can access what. Think of it like a keycard system in a high-security building. For every single file on a Linux system, there are 3 levels of access. First, there's the owner, that's the person who made the file. Then there's the group, which is a specific team of users. And finally, you have others, which is, well, it's literally everyone else. Now, this string of letters might look like total nonsense, but I promise it's incredibly simple once you see it. It's broken into 3 little sets of 3. The first set is for the owner, the second for the group, and the third for others. So here, RW- means the owner can read and write to the file, but the group and others, they only have R-, which means they can only read it. No touching. This level of control is a huge part of what makes Linux so secure. So once you've got a handle on the command line basics and you understand permissions, that's when you unlock this entire universe of incredibly powerful, specialized tools that were built just for security pros. And the king of them all is Kali Linux. Basically, it's a special version of Linux that's been designed from the ground up just for security. It comes preloaded with hundreds of tools, so you have everything you could possibly need for hacking, defense, or investigation, all ready to go right out of the box. I mean, just take a look at what you get. You've got Nmap, the legendary network scanner for figuring out what's on a network. You have Metasploit, which is this massive framework for actually launching exploits against systems. You've even got tools like Hydra for testing how strong passwords are. This really is the professional's arsenal. But what if you don't want to install hundreds of tools on your main machine? Or maybe you just need a perfectly clean, isolated environment for one specific job. That is where Docker comes in. It lets you run apps in these little isolated boxes called containers. And for security, this is a game changer. It's like having a perfectly clean workshop with these prepackaged, disposable toolkits. You use them and then you just toss them, leaving your main computer completely untouched. And the process itself? It's incredibly simple. First, you find the tool you need. Second, you pull its container down to your machine. And third, you run it. That's it. It's this super clean, efficient, and modern way to handle all your security tools without making a mess of your system. But the real jump to light speed in terms of productivity, that comes from automation. Using just simple scripts, a security pro can turn a 1-hour manual task, like scanning a giant network, into a 10-second command. And this isn't just about going faster. It's about creating consistent, repeatable processes that get rid of human error, which, when security is on the line, is absolutely crucial.
Okay, so we've covered the why, the how, and the what. Now, let's bring it back home and talk about what this all means for you and how you can actually start playing with this stuff. So let's wrap this all up. Linux is the standard in security for some very clear reasons. Its open source nature, the insane precision of the command line, and this whole ecosystem of powerhouse tools like Kali and Docker, it all comes together to create the ultimate platform for cybersecurity work.
And the best part is, you can start this journey right now. Go download VirtualBox, it's free. Install a Kali Linux virtual machine, it's also free, and it's totally safe. Pop open that terminal and just start exploring with those basic commands. Then, when you're feeling adventurous, try running a simple tool like Nmap inside a Docker container. Seriously, taking these small, simple steps is the absolute best way to learn.
So there you have it. We've laid out the toolkit of the modern cybersecurity professional. The foundation is Linux, the control is the command line, and the real power comes from the tools. The only question left is, what are you going to build, or what are you going to protect with this knowledge? Thanks for joining me.